Hello there. Portugal's non-habitual resident regime, created in 2009, offers competitive tax benefits that have attracted many foreigners. Highly qualified professionals and passive incomers can save money that would otherwise be spent on taxes, thanks to this regime. Decree Law No. 249/2009 sets the requirements for eligibility, and this video covers the regime's framework and regulation. But first, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to check out our other videos for more information about Portugal. What is the non-habitual resident tax regime? The NHR tax regime offers tax incentives, not a complete exemption from taxes, meaning that you still have to pay taxes, but the amount is significantly lower than that paid by most Portuguese taxpayers. Features. The non-habitual term means only people who haven't had tax residency in Portugal for 5 years can benefit from this regime. The regime can last for 10 years, making it competitive compared to other countries. It mainly targets individuals who fall into the category of passive incomers, highly qualified workers. What are the main benefits of this tax regime? Tax rate of only 10% on passive income outside Portugal. Tax rate of fixed 20% on work income in Portugal, related to some areas of activity. Income sourced outside Portugal. Below you can check some of the passive income that is taxed at the 10% rate. Tax procedures vary depending on the country of origin, with some countries discounting passive income tax at the source, while others collect tax only when the taxpayer declares annual income tax. In the former case, taxes apply in both the country of origin and Portugal, while in the latter case, taxation only in Portugal under the NHR regime can be advantageous. Income generated in Portugal. If you're a highly qualified worker and have applied for the NHR regime, your income tax declaration will have a tax rate of 20% at the end of the base period. However, not all workers can benefit from the 20% rate, as it only applies to those exercising the profession regulated in the NHR regime. Who can apply for the non-habitual resident tax regime? In order to profit from the benefits resulting from the NHR regime, citizens must meet the following requirements. Have not had a tax residence in Portugal for the last 5 years. Must have stayed in Portugal for more than 183 days. If you stayed less than 183 days in Portugal, you must have an address here. Registration as a non-habitual resident at the tax authority, finance, until the following March 31st. Professions. The professionals that can benefit from the non-habitual resident regime are those listed in Ordinance No. 230/2019, updated in 2020. Important things to consider. It is important to note that the tax authority may request during the first 5 years after granting the benefit. These documents provide evidence that the professional really worked in the aforementioned profession during this period of the regime. Failure to prove professional practice will result in the payment of the income tax at the standard rate throughout the period in which the person has benefited from the incentive, 20% rate, and also the possibility of paying a fine and interest. Among the conditions for applying for this regime, it is important to mention that the profession developed by the applicant must correspond to the Portuguese classification of professions, since there may be structural professions differences between countries. The tax authority may require proof of the education level of at least 5 years of practice. Passive income holders, NHR and retirement income. The Portuguese government changed NHR rules in 2020, and now retirees applying for NHR will be taxed at 10% on pensions paid by their country of origin. What's the procedure to apply for the non-habitual resident regime? To apply for the non-habitual resident regime, go to the tax authority of Portugal and be careful not to provide any wrong information, as it may result in the denial of your application. You should also seek assistance from qualified professionals. The decision on your application is made administratively, and you can appeal if it is not satisfactory. Finally, you must register in Portugal to proceed with the application. Things to remember. In this video, we have verified the regulation of the non-habitual resident regime. This regime attracts many citizens who want to benefit from its tax conditions. It is important to note that this video has purely informative content and should not be based on decision-making, since this subject has many legal and accounting details and implications. Each case has its particularities. The decision to be made by the administrative agents is discretionary. The regulation of this regime has enough scope for interpretation. Do you need help with the non-habitual resident regime? For personalized and reliable guidance on navigating the non-habitual resident regime in Portugal, consider seeking assistance from qualified professionals like Viv Europe. Dealing with bureaucratic procedures can be stressful, so hiring professionals can save you time and help you focus on other important things. Also, You can join a Facebook group called All About Portugal for expats to connect with like-minded individuals and gain further insight into the process.